All right, boys and girls, my name is Ben Quann. I'm associate broker here in Virginia, and today I have a good buddy, Roy Hunter, with Hunter Drainfield Designs, and we're out here perking a property, which we've talked about a lot of times, and I just want to show a different way that he is perking this property. So this is a hand auger versus most of the time you bring a machine out.
Yep.
What was the deciding factor on why you brought a hand auger out instead of machine?
Two things today. One, quite a bit of the state got 5 inches of snow last night. I didn't want to drive around with 20,000 pounds behind me. And two, we're in Caroline County. Generally in Caroline, you don't have drain fields that go too deep in the ground. So everything's going to be what we're looking at the first 3 to 4 feet. So auger, hand auger will work well for that. If we knew we were digging through rock, or we wanted to really touch down to like 12 feet to see what we had, then we would definitely bring the excavator. But just geography, where we were.
Geographically, where would you go deep?
Spotsylvania, we'd go deep in different areas. Fairfax County, Loudoun County, you have to have an excavator. Fauquier, Warren, Frederick, Clark, sides of the mountains, you're digging in what we call colluvium, you know, stuff that's falling down the mountain, rocks, you got to dig through that.
Huh, that's pretty neat. So on this drain field, you have some markers, you have some corner stakes that the surveyor will now come and pick back up.
Yep.
Can you explain kind of what you found today and where we're at?
We laid out 4 corners. Our drain field kind of straddles this shrubbery you see right here, these saplings. We went back about 100 feet because we have 2 shallow bored wells in the front yard over here. Got to stay 100 feet off of those. So that essentially pushed us back. This whole landscape drains down to the rear of the property. So generally, the higher in elevation you are, not always, but generally, you have a deeper water table the higher you get. The lower you get in the landscape, the lower you get towards that seasonal water table. So we wanted to keep it as high as possible. We dug a hole, we hit water table around 28 inches. Then we went all the way, most of the way to the bottom, and we were hitting about 22 inches.
Yeah.
So we moved back to the front. Builder's probably going to place his house right between these 2 houses. So we stepped back about 15 feet and started our drain field. So we'll have enough room for a septic tank, D-box, and our trenches right behind the house.
And so something also, like when you're talking about like a building side, now the builder has to go down to the county and also check out the setbacks to make sure he can build off the street, and also the sides as well to see how far. When I say setback, any county could be a little bit different, but it could be 50, you can't build any closer 50 feet to the road, or say 15 feet to the neighboring property. So now the builder can take his information where he thinks the best drain field is, takes it to the county, or you as a homeowner, make sure that the house can fit, especially if you're building a big house or something like that.
Yeah. Two things that builders and I always get in conflict with is we always fight for the same spot. Usually where you want to build the house is also one of the better spots for the drain field. So we kind of have to fight over that. No, it's true.
Especially with the knoll, the further you get down.
Oh yeah, like right here, the drain field should be probably moved forward to where the house sits because it's going to be better. It's not going to change the system type. So in this case, we want them to have the better house height.
Right. And then just to wrap this up, you know, we're out here for a buyer who's currently under contract for this property. We're in their study period. And so that's something I always recommend when you're buying a piece of property is to make sure you have a good study period in there. Get a survey, get perk work, go check with the county to make sure everything that you plan on doing with that property, you can get done.
We've had 3 buyers in the last 2 weeks that have purchased the property, and they didn't get a septic inspection. They didn't have us out there, and now they're having a $20,000 to $30,000 expense they weren't accounting for. Yeah. So this is important.
And just like this, we found that this is going to be about $10,000 more than we originally budgeted for. So now we have a conversation, right? Good reason why to either have a good realtor or know what you're doing. Watch this video. Roy, I appreciate your time today.
Thank you, sir.
And wait for the information to come back.
I love you too.
I love you.